All right, guys, welcome to the first ever live webinar for REW websites provided by MaxWell. Today, we're going to go over the basics in a 30-minute format, and I will do a tutorial on the very basics when logging into your REW website provided by MaxWell. So if you didn't hear before, the second half will be for questions throughout the webinar. If you have specific questions, just put them in the chat box. And myself, Paul, and Manas are going to get to those questions and try to answer them specifically. For those of you who don't know me or have done a one-on-one session with your website, my name is Robert, and I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm a licensed realtor with MaxWell Progressive. So I am currently using the website provided by MaxWell, and it's actually been a really good tool to help me with my business, and I'm excited to share some of the basics on how to optimize it. So let me just pull open the sign-in screen. So many of you, if you've already signed in to your website, you're familiar with the sign-in screen. Username, password, we're going to use Chris's today. So go ahead and sign in. That will bring you to a dashboard. The dashboard is a place where any activity on your website will be logged. So property inquiries, leads, messages, home evaluations, and as time goes on, everything is logged in here. So you can make notes, you can respond to people, and you kind of see the activity on your website. On the right-hand side, just pardon me, I'm going to use some drawings. Up here on the right, there is 3 little squiggly bars. That is the command center for everything on your website. So it's really the basics. So the CRM, company, that's where you'll find other users with sites with MaxWell. Content, listings, and settings. They've really made this version of the webmaster site very simple. For those of you that are familiar with the older sites, it was very complicated and hard to navigate around. So if you click on the content button, that's where the majority of all the building takes place. On the left-hand side here, you've got the layout of and everything for building. So if you want to add a new page or a snippet, we're going to go over this stuff throughout the training as well. Add a link, add a new post, add a testimonial. It's all here. So on the pages right here, this will log everything that you build on your website. It's a basic log of everything that you ever build will be in this page log. So homepage will always be the number one page at the top of that. So if we click on the home page, that will bring us into the back end of that home page for your website. So this is obviously Chris's, and I'm just going to show what it looks like. So this is the front end. When I'm talking about front end of the website, this is the front end with his pretty face and all his listings on the map, and some other information here. And then when we're working on the back end, we're in the back end. This is the actual layout for building. So we've got the title of what your page is going to be. So you always want to name this for what the actual page is. So we're going to use Chris Palace. And as you're building on the homepage, there's a link here. This is a live link that will take you to your actual website. So you can click on that and that will show any changes and bring you. So we'll just close that. On this box, main content is the box where you can put snippets, and we'll go over that later. Snippets, content, anything that you want to display on your website on that page that you're working on. So here we've got a quick snippet, which I'll go over how to build with Chris's listings. On the right-hand side, on all pages, you're going to have a box that says keywords and a box with description. So keywords, you're always going to want to put what the page is about. So Christmas, top realtor in Edmonton. And with keywords, you want to put commas between your keywords. And basically, this is just telling Google what this page is about. Chris works with builders. So you may want to write a longer description about what this page is about. As you're going to see when you're building different pages, there's going to be 3 different templates. So the subdomain cover page, which is the big photo, and the IDX bar, which is right here, for searching for properties. And then there's going to be a content page. So if you're building pages for other reasons, maybe it's going to be your about page or about marketing in a specific neighborhood, you're going to build a content page. So you can just simply select the page that you want to use for the application. Seller is another page that you can put a big photo and put some more content below. So we're doing his home page. So cover page, there's a few options. If you click on underneath the background, there's a tab. You can click static photo. You could have a slideshow. You could have a YouTube video. You could do a panoramic photo, or you could do a 360. So this just changes what you want to actually have as your background photo. Chris and Jen are a team, so obviously they're branding themselves. And then he's got a construction photo of some commercial space because Chris is a big commercial realtor here in Edmonton. So he's built his site around that branding, right? And then you can see that he's got a few neighborhoods that he likes to work in, and then he's got a new lots tab, which will pull up all the new lots in the city of Edmonton. So in another session, we'll talk more about strategy on how to optimize your site and build it into the other things that you do in your business to drive traffic and generate leads and close more deals. The so he's got the slideshow. To actually add photos, you just click on add slideshow, and then there'll be a little button here, a little plus you click on, and you can just add your photos. Keep in mind that they have to be 10 megabytes or smaller. So Okay, we've got the recording going now. So just click save once you have your photos in there. And like I said, you can do static slideshow. You could insert a YouTube clip. There's all kinds of things that you could do. We do recommend that you go with either slideshow or photo. And the reason being is videos really slow down websites. So you want to have a website that is functioning fast, and that's one of the big advantages of being with webmasters. They do have the quickest websites out there. So having that static or slideshow photo, it makes it it keeps it really fast. In the tint overlay, that's just aesthetics for the photo. So you can put on some tint over the photo that you have in there. This is the IDX function. So when you're building a page, you can actually turn off that IDX function. So, and anytime you're working on stuff on the back end, on the right hand side here, there is a save button. So you can click save, and then we can look at our changes. And I've actually just taken out the IDX bar. So you can't search for properties. Not recommended because it's something that you want to have on that home page, and you can actually choose where you want to put that IDX bar. So left, center, right, the alignment. So we're going to click save, refresh that page, and you can see it just quickly came back in here. And with these IDX bars, the way that they're built, they are smart search. So if you start typing in an area, you should get all the results for whatever letter you're putting in once you're in here. So that's pulling up all the properties in that neighborhood. So back to the back end here. As we go down, we can put in pre-heading and titles. And what that is it's going to be text that shows up on the website. So for Chris, we want to put his name in the heading. So you could put anything here. If you brand your team, I know that they do YG for sale.com. G for sale is one of their domains. You could put that in, and this text will actually show up on the website here. So you can see I just added that. So you can customize that to whatever. Recommend, people are coming to your website because they know about you. So putting your message, maybe you have a slogan, you could put that in there. So really with the home page, that is the very basics of inserting a photo, changing some stuff. I'm going to move on to snippets and how we actually get Chris's listings into the site itself. So snippets are on the left-hand side. If you click on snippets, you're going to get a tab right here, and I'm just going to circle that so everyone can see. And you have different types of snippets. Snippets are just a fancy word for code, which is telling the website what to do. So you've got CMS, IDX, forms, and modules, and we'll go over these in detail. But right now, I just want to do IDX because that's the most important one in terms of pulling listings onto your website. So we click on IDX from the drop-down, and then what it's going to do, it's going to show a list, again, of all the IDX snippets that Chris has built for his website. So you've got some neighborhoods here. You've got him. You've got lots, because he likes to focus on finding those lots. So once you're on IDX, on the right-hand side, click Add Snippet, and that will bring you to the snippet building bar. On the left tab here, you want to pick your area. So we're in Edmonton, so we want to just click Edmonton. And then we want to name the snippet. So we'll do one for, let's do one for Belgravia. So the title is what's going to show up on the actual website. So we suggest putting all homes. And I'm going to do one for Belgravia. So this will be the title that actually shows up on the website. The snippet name is more for your organization on the back end. So we'll call this one Belgravia. Now you're going to get a bunch of sub boxes underneath. You can add more fields by clicking on this drop down. So if we want to definitely add a subdivision, click add. If we wanted to do a more specific snippet, maybe we want to build a page for just lot sizes or just homes that are 5 bedrooms. Whatever data is pulling off the system, we could basically build a snippet for, which is pretty cool. Obviously, this isn't, you're not going to be able to do this overnight in one day, but over time you can see you can build a lot of pages for different stuff. So we're going to click on the city. It's already defaulted to Edmonton. Property type, we want all the property types to be pulled. If we wanted to just be single family rather than everything, we would just unclick the ones that we don't want. If we wanted to do a specific price range, we could do that, but we want to pull all the properties. So we want Belgravia. We'll just put in Belgravia. You should pull it. And then down here, we could choose how many results. If we only wanted to pull 3 per page, 12 is the default, and that's kind of the best practice because it lays out nicely. And then you can sort the listings by whether you want to lay it out by the lowest first, highest, newest. The newest listings first is something that we customized into the site because we feel that it's a huge advantage to be always presenting the freshest listings on your website, right? You should be pointing that out to people that are using your website. Not a lot of companies have that ability. With the map, we want it to be just click open. And then there's one last tab here that says show price links. So this will actually build the links for all the properties in the different price range. And that comes into play with price bracketing, which I'll talk about when I actually put this snippet into action. I'll show it to you. So we'll click save. And now we've built a snippet. So now we got to take that snippet and put it into a page. So I'll just cut the snippet. And then I will add a page. So click add page. And then I've got to go through the same process, titling the page. I'm just going to do this really quickly to show, for example. I'm going to put the snippet into the content box right here. I'm going to set it as main page. I'm going to call the file name Belgravia. I need to fill out the link name, Belgravia Homes for Sale. And then I'm going to choose the template that I want. I want it to be a content page. So I'm going to click content. I'm going to turn off the navigation, and I'm going to leave the show CMA CTA on, and I'll show you what that is when we make this live. So we'll click save. The page is saved. It's been successful. These three little dots up here, we can just click on view to preview the work that we did, and it built a page with all the listings that are in Belgravia. So with that snippet, it quickly pulls all the data from the MLS really quickly, and you can see all homes for sale in Belgravia. That was the title. The price links are all laid out nicely, so when people come to your website and they search stuff, 300, 400, 700, 800, they can individually click on looking for those homes that are between those price ranges. The CMA tool, that is that button at the bottom of the page builder where it says show CMA CTA. That is the free home evaluation button. We recommend having it on most pages because you want people clicking on that button and filling out their information to sell their home. So that is quickly how to build a snippet and put it on a page. So I'll go back to the pages here. You can see that page showed up in the page log here. So Belgravia Homes for Sale. Other things that we recommend doing right off the bat is going into your social media links and changing out your links to your Facebook and your Instagram or whatever social media stuff you have. Now that can be found under snippets, and it would be under the CMS. So under the CMS, you've got all these snippets where you can go in and change. So they're all labeled what they are, and you can actually click on them. And if you wanted to put your phone number, which shows up on the top left here, he's got for sale YG. But if we wanted to put in the phone number, we could just put in that in, save it, refresh the page. Why is that not going? And you see that change instantly where the phone number was changed. So in those CMS snippets, you're going to see the different stuff like email, business name, logo, social media links. And as I was saying, if you wanted to change your social media links, you just click on the social media links. and then just insert your Facebook page, whatever your domain is, in there. So, and then always when you're working on stuff, click save. And then one of the other benefits of being with Webmasters is they do back up their websites I believe it's every 30 minutes. So even if you did completely undo your entire website, we could call in the support line and get it rebooted so that all your lost work was back. So it is not a problem to bring your website back to what it was previously 30 minutes ago. So everyone should have access now to the support help center, and this is what it looks like, the real estate webmasters backend. It is such a data rich center for everything, snippets, anything that you want to look up on to do with your websites. You could punch in what you're looking for, and this one just pulled 62 results for content, and they've got videos, they've got answers to most questions on all the different functions for the website. So you've got pages, search bar, permissions, creating stuff. This is where I learned a lot of stuff on building these websites in the back end here. So we are coming up just after 30 minutes. Manas, do you want to plug in here? I am going to open up the floor for some quick questions. Where is... Hey, are you... Manas?
Yes, I just want to show a couple of more things in the interface, not content related, just about the system.
Yeah.
So if you can just let me to share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, now.
Yeah. Okay. So what we basically was intended the session for is to show the basic buttons, what we're going to use for our next session. So you had a very extended presentation on the content session, and we're going to come back to it next time during our next session. But we have other buttons here too. So actually, the most important thing is the CRM, where you will get all your leads information. And I believe one of the sessions will be dedicated to that. Besides of it, we have here the settings button, where we can actually turn on and turn off the required registration, the forced registration function. And the company, where we can find all our colleagues and communicate with them. And the listings. I believe we should open up this tab also for all our agents later on during our next sessions.
There was a question to how to add the page to the top nav bar.
Yeah, so this is actually what we're going to do, is going to discuss during the content creation session, right? And it's going to, we can do that through our snippet here. If you see the edition, it's all here. But I think this is the topic for our next session. So I'm done with the sharing and my comments, so you can continue, Robert. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to take back over here.
Yeah, I see a question. How do we add more social links? YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat?
Just through that, go down to the social links.
Yeah, it's
So
right here.
you can add anything in here. If you can get the code for the whatever, most social
Yeah,
networks
it's
will have a code for developers, and you just add it into there. So it's all laid out.
yeah, it's right here. You can put your personalized link in this, and it will actually show up on the icon. And I also had a question there.
About adding the app. So
Yeah,
that's a good question. So
yeah,
when you're on the back end of your mobile app, the login, there'll be a tab called marketing. Now we're talking about a different page here. It's the login for the MaxWell Canada app. There'll be a piece of code in the back end of marketing. Now you need to take that code and you need to come into the back end of your webmaster site and you need to create a CMS snippet. So Manas,
yeah.
since you've got it, can you just go add CMS? So you're going to name this snippet MaxWell app. And then you're going to take that code from the back end of, and you're going to put it in here. You're going to click save, and then you've just built a snippet that you can put into the back end of, put into any page so that your app shows up.
So actually, you type in you take this code. So this is the thing that you are putting in a page to show you that app in that particular page. So we've got a question about how to remove the realtor photo from the home page. This is something that people are working on to put a toggle.
We are currently working on that project. It is on the scope right now. It could take another week or so. We will keep everyone updated. So just be patient. We are going to be adding a toggle button that allows you to remove that picture, and we will be modifying the home page where the picture will be underneath the main header picture, and you can toggle that on and off as well for yourself. So as soon as that comes out, Manaz will roll out an email saying that that feature is now enabled, and you can go in there, and we'll teach you how to do it as well.
Yeah, so you can to answer the question about the exclusive listings, what you would do, Manas, if you just go over to the listings button, you could put in manually. You could put in add a new listing, so add new, and then so you could put that listing in, and then you could put it into a page. So if you had a bunch of off-market properties that you wanted to market, or you wanted to do something specific, you could do that exclusive. One of the other things, really quickly while we're on here, if you click, Manas, if you click on the enhanced listing, go on the left-hand side. Once you do have listings on your back end here, if you click on the, once they are uploaded, we use this one as an example, the top one, on the right-hand side, there's an eyeball. If you click on that, it creates a single property website for that entire property. So if you were to do exclusive on one of your listings, you could do that. And if you scroll down, it will pull all the data, and then the map as well, I believe, is at the bottom, the very bottom. You've got the directions, street view, bird's eye view. all that stuff, and then similar properties at the very bottom. So I hope that answers your question on exclusive listings.
Okay, you want to take over the presenter role?
Yeah, just give me. Just let me know, Manas, that I've got, you've got my screen again. So yeah, so as Manas said, you know, very basic stuff. We're gonna go into detail on the CRM and listings, but the layout as such is very simple. You've got, when you build pages, they will all be in the back end and saved, and to work on them, you can click on each page and go in and change that content, save, go back. One of the other things that we recommend right off the bat when people do start working on their site is working on their about page, right? The about page is everything about you as an agent, awards maybe that you've won, just more personal bio rather than the cookie cutter stuff that we've got in there. So you can just take that stuff out and change. I guess we didn't really cover inserting a photo into a page, but very simple. Just clicking on the source, and then you can see some photos that he's already had. Just click, we want the size. It'll automatically recommend a size that fits the page the best. We'll click OK, and then we'll click Save, and then we can view the page that we just built, and you can see that we just changed his about page with a photo here. And I'm going to show you really quickly how it looks when we turn that off. We go to the bottom and turn off for the CTA, and then refresh the page, and then that call to action is gone. So we'll continue. Manas, do you want to unplug, and Paul as well, and we'll take some more questions there? CRM question, I'm going to leave to Paul. Paul, do you want to unplug here?
Okay, now we can do it.
Hey, I've got Manas, I've got you unplugged here.
Yeah.
So do you want to take that? There's a question about the CRM importing the list.
CRM importing
Importing the list from.
How
do we download our existing client list in the CRM? This is the question.
You know what, I'm gonna have to get back on that one. There is a way to do it. If that person can just leave their name and number, I can get to them later on today and explain it. On the 4.7 version, it's simple, but on this one here, I would have to, I'll do a little bit of digging and I can get that answer for you today.
Someone wants to know, created a Sherwood Park page, but it's not showing up. Are you able to quickly go over it again? Okay, so where do you want it to show up? Do you want it to show up on the home page? Viewer 23?
Let's see if I can get the answer right now.
Yes, homepage.
On the home page?
Yes.
Okay, so take that, they built a page and they want it to show up on the home page on the tabs. So what you're going to want to do is go into snippets, go down to site navigation, click on site navigation, and then you're going to put it under the tab that you want it under. So give you example, these are all the tabs for the site navigation. So listings, and then you got a drop down, you got featured listings, and then you've got the neighborhoods. So you want to put that code into that page into here. So I'll just really quickly, I'll do a double take on Highlands here. We're going to add that. So under the site nav, you're going to add that in. And then see how now it's got double Highlands. You click on Highlands and that page shows up. So that's underneath the site navigation. You're going to have to add the name of the page into the dropdown. Yeah, they got it. So we'll do 10 more minutes of questions. If anyone's got specific questions, just put them in the chat, and we'll do our best at answering them here. Under the posts,
hey Robert,
this is,
sorry to interrupt. Is there any way through our admin panel that we can give access to tools for the agents?
Yeah.
Okay, because after we export the leads, they would need access to that. Is that something we can do?
Yes.
Idea. Perfect.
So under the post tab here, this is where you would add blogs. So if you're into blogging, you can just quickly add an entry, and that's going to show up on your site. So you would title it, you would put the content into the body, you would put any tags that you want to tag it to a topic, and then click save. And it's even got some recommendations here for images on what sizes to use. So do you want to, Manas, do you want to touch a little bit on the navigation on the CMS nav?
I think that will be too much information now.
Okay, yeah,
we have
fair
a conversation for our next webinar, just about the content, how to create and how to customize.
Yeah, just to recap, everything, if you're lost on the website, up on the right-hand side, you've got your layout of where you can get to on the site. And then you've even got this magnifying glass where you can search anything. So it pulls anything it may be that you're searching for a page, something that you've worked on. You can do that. So how do I point domains to the new site? So depending on who your domain is hosted with, you would go into the DNS settings of your hosting account and then just put on a forward to your subdomain. So mine, I'll give you an example. Mine, I've got robertfife.com that automatically forwards to my site here. And in my GoDaddy account, I'll just quickly log in. If most people have GoDaddy, it's very simple. You sign into your account, you pick the domain that you want. You click on manage that domain, and then it's going to be at the bottom here. You've got forwarding address. So you just click edit, and then it's going to say forward to, where are you going to send this domain that you own? So I would want to send, what domain is this? This one is Real Estate of Edmonton. I'm going to send this one to my robert.fife, and then I'm going to put it, yeah, exactly, don't mask it, forward only, and then I'm going to preview. Make sure that that's the site that I actually want to send that domain to, and then click save, update the DNS, and then the domain that I own will now be going to this website. So people often ask me, you know, is it bad to have too many domains? You could have 1,000 domains pointing to one website, and it's just depending how you're utilizing it in your marketing, whether it's your direct mail or other online stuff that you're doing. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Other domain providers, it's going to be in the settings somewhere where you have the ability to forward that domain to wherever. Perfect. This is, while we're waiting for more questions, this is one of the tools called the CMA tool for quickly finding home evaluation, and I use this in my business for sending people to this page so that they can get quick home evaluations on my website, and it actually generates a lot of seller leads because people come here and they quickly like to just check out, you know, what the competition is for comparable properties. I use that for my past clients as well because it's always good for them to know what's on the market around their house. So if you're gonna send people to a certain page, this is one when we build a CMA page. This is one of the best ones to send people. Commercial properties, not searchable on these sites, unfortunately. It's just going to be the data feed from the boards. So Crab, whatever's available on Crab, it's going to be Crab listings, and then same with the MLS board for Edmonton. But you could take and put your own commercial properties up individually. So. Oh, so Fort Sask. So in the snippets, if we go back to our IDX snippet, in there is there's city, unclick that and put in area. We're going to add area to the tab, and then click on the gear, and then you can find your Fort Sask under here. So a little bit funny how the, there you go, Fort Sask. So you add your Fort Sask under the area tab. So it's automatically defaulting to Edmonton. So to answer your question, if you're looking for a specific area like Leduc or Beaumont, uncheck that Edmonton, and then add in an area. In here, under this panel, as I was saying, you could, this is how you search for yourself by adding an agent. And then if I wanted to only pull listings for a certain agent, it's going to automatically find myself, add, and then now it's just going to pull my listings. But this is on Chris's, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, awesome. No problem. Really simple website, again, to navigate. The company, just to be clear on Manasseh's point, it's not the entire roster, it's just people who have the webmaster sites. So it is actually kind of one of these exclusive things. It's people that have the sites, and you can email on the system. You could actually send someone else with a site an email, or maybe you want to add in a listing. If you're trying to cross-sell a listing from a different area, you could just add in a listing and attach it, insert it into the email. So it's actually really cool little function. Again, so on. Yes, Brian Stat will have this uploaded to Max Central for reference. We're recording everything. How do I point people to a specific CMA page? So that would be naming the page. So I can go over really quickly how to build that CMA page. So in the snippets, you're going to see modules. So these are snippets that are pre-made for you guys that you can add into page. So you've got CMA, you got CMS listings, you've got communities, you've got a mortgage calculator, and the site map, and an unsubscribe button. So CMA, we can just take that snippet, and then we can go build a page. We'll build a page called Chris Sells Homes. We're going to name that page Chris Sells Homes, and then we're going to put this CMA into the main body here. We're going to do it as a seller page. We want it to pull the Edmonton feed. And then we're going to click Save. And then now you've actually got this page that's built for lead capture for free property valuation. And this is the domain. So to answer your question, you would use this link up here. You would put that into a Facebook page, or you would put that into a Google ad. You would use this link for directing people to this page. Maybe you have a domain that says Crystal's homes, and you would forward that to this page so that now you've got a landing page where people land here, right? And you could jazz this up. I made this in 2 seconds, but you could put in a photo about how many homes you sell a year versus the average agent, or whatever marketing you wanted to customize. Again, whatever you can think of, you could pretty much add it in. Yeah, so that answers your question. There was so if there's no more questions, we're gonna, I think, call it that with this first webinar. I'd like to see that a lot of people tuned in for it, and as we said, we recorded it. So very basic stuff, but you need to know the basics before you can get into the more complicated stuff. But being able to change that home page and make sure that you're able to display listings is probably the #1 thing that you want to do, because you have people coming to your website. And again, I'll just go show you that you can go into these settings and turn on and off the registration. So if you're the type of person that wants to try to capture leads with your website, we can do that. Make sure, obviously, you're clicking the correct board that you're in, and then you can turn that on and off. So
yeah, sorry for interrupting. Yeah, next time, just to announce that what we're going to talk about.
Hey, Manas,
yeah.
I've got you live on here.
Okay. Yeah. We just want to announce that next time we're going to talk more details about the content creation and whatever is related to content. This regarding the snippets and all the other things that may seem a bit complicated now, but don't worry, we'll explain everything during
our next. No, as I was saying, it's really not a complicated system. If you get stumped on anything, you know, there's the support tab in the back end that everyone has access to. We've got the support line at Webmasters that are happy to answer lots of questions. And then, of course, we've got us to kind of guide people along the way. So I hope everyone really took at least something out of it, and thanks for tuning in.
See you next Tuesday at 11.
Tuesday at 11?
Yeah, next Tuesday, that's right.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.